Welcome back to Walk the Walk. Today we're talking about leaving the UK. Yep, packing up, saying goodbye to the drizzle, the headlines, and the endless moaning, and actually seeing what life's like on the other side. I'll share my own story, a few mates as well, and why for some of us, going abroad wasn't running away. It was finally breathing again. Drop a comment below. Tell me where you're from and what's stopping you from leaving. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Quick note before we dive in. This is my real voice, not an AI. Why? Because I've lived these experiences myself and think you deserve to hear it straight from me. Let's get into it. I've lived in the UK for years, most of that in London. And to be honest, I don't even recognize the place anymore. It's not the country I grew up in. When I was younger, you could walk around, feel safe, and not constantly look over your shoulder. Now I worry for my kids and for the next generation. Knife crime is everywhere. Gangs are recruiting younger and younger, and the atmosphere has gone dark. The media makes it worse, of course, pumping out fear, but even without the headlines, you can feel it. You can see the change in people's faces on the tube, the way no one looks up, the way everyone's worn down. And it's not just crime, it's everything else too. Cost of living is through the roof. Bills that used to be manageable are now ridiculous. Housing is a joke. Try renting in London now. Half your wage gone before you've even turned the heating on. People are working longer hours for less reward. Food prices keep creeping up. Wages stay the same. And everyone just seems to shrug and carry on. That's what gets me. The apathy. Brits complain, sure, but it's like moaning has replaced doing anything about it. We're world-class whingers, but we're not changers. There's a culture of misery that runs through Britain now. It's contagious, like a grey fog. You land back here after being abroad and it hits you straight away. I've travelled a fair bit, lived in the Czech Republic for years, spent time in South America, and I can tell you, people abroad don't carry that same gloom. They've got less money, sure, but they laugh more. They spend more time outside. They don't walk around like the world's ending. In Colombia or Peru, families sit together on a plastic chair in the street, music blasting, kids running around, and that's a normal Tuesday night. Compare that to Britain, where the highlight of the week for some people is complaining about EastEnders in the pub, if the pub hasn't shut down already. And let's talk about pubs, once the heart of British culture, now vanishing faster than you can say last orders. Whole high streets are dead. Boarded up shops, bookies, vape stores. That's your choice of an evening out in half the towns up north. You can feel the life draining out of communities. Where's the fun? Where's the joy? It's gone. Even when the sun does shine, the energy just isn't there. Compare that to Germany or the Netherlands. I've been in Berlin and seen young people fill the parks the moment it gets warm, drinking, playing music, just living. Brits, we grumble about the price of a pint or sit inside moaning about the weather. And the weather, by the way, is an easy excuse. Everyone says Britain's miserable because it's grey and rainy. Sure, it's grim, but go to Belgium. It rains more there, and the people don't seem half as depressed. The Dutch are 10 times happier, and they live on a flat, soggy landscape that looks like half of East Anglia. So no, it's not just the drizzle. It's culture. It's the way we've been conditioned to accept decline as normal, to laugh at ambition, to drag each other back down to reality instead of daring to think life could be better. That's why more and more people are leaving, and I can't blame them. I know people who have moved to Spain or Portugal and swear blind they'll never come back. One mate in Portugal told me his only regret was not leaving sooner. Another in Spain set up a small business and says even with the bureaucracy, the pace of life is 10 times healthier. They've got sun on their backs, decent food, less stress. Here in Britain, we've got overpriced meal deals and the joy of arguing with a smart meter. For me, South America has been a real eye-opener. I've lived in Ecuador, Brazil, Peru, and now Colombia. And life here has given me back something the UK slowly took away: peace of mind. Don't get me wrong, these countries have problems, big ones, but the difference is the spirit of the people. They don't walk around defeated. They don't carry misery like a national badge of honour. And the cost of living? You can actually enjoy yourself without wondering if a trip to the supermarket will bankrupt you. Even something as simple as going out for coffee doesn't feel like an indulgence. I used to think maybe Canada would be an option, but the more I looked into it, the more it felt like another version of Britain with snow. Expensive, strict, not much easier than London. Scandinavia tempted me too. Norway, Sweden, perhaps Finland. And honestly, I don't want to swap one version of the grind for another. What Britain has lost, and this is what I miss most, is a sense of safety and community. I grew up being able to walk the streets, out all day, and it felt fine. I can't say the same for my kids now. The country feels harsher, colder, more divided. And then you add in the politics. Every election, another round of false promises, leaders stuffing their own pockets, and nothing ever getting better. You start to ask yourself, why am I staying? Is it loyalty, habit, fear of change? And the thing is, it's not just me feeling like this. I've met plenty of Brits abroad who all say the same thing. They're happier since leaving. Some complain because moaning is in our DNA, but even their moans are softer than the ones you hear back home. When you ask if they'd return, most of them laugh. Not a chance. They've tasted something different. That's the wake-up call a lot of us need, just to see that life can be better elsewhere. So when people tell you stay and fix the country, I get the sentiment, but I don't buy it. Britain isn't getting fixed anytime soon. The infrastructure's falling apart. The NHS is on life support. And the whole mood of the place is rotten. You can't build a happy life in a country that doesn't even seem to believe in happiness anymore. And when the argument becomes, at least it's not a third world country, that tells you how far the bar has fallen. That's not ambition, that's survival mode. If you've ever thought about leaving, now's the time to seriously think it over. Where could you go? What kind of life do you want? Do you want sunshine or snow? Do you want peace or buzz? The world is huge. There's no prize for sticking it out. There's no medal at the end for surviving decades in a place that makes you miserable. I don't hate Britain. I'll always be proud of the humour, the music, the sport, the banter. But pride isn't enough to carry you through when the daily reality is misery. And if the choice is between staying here, watching things get worse, or taking a chance abroad where life might just be brighter, I know where I'd rather be.